So in this video, of course, I want to talk about Mushoku Tensei Season 2 Core 2, but also about Core 1 as well, and even Season 1, but mostly kind of focusing on specific parts of the story, because one of the debates that I see, and this is something that was brought up at the end of Season 1, because a lot of people knew what was coming with Season 2, and then of course Season 2 Core 1 came up, and that debate got very heated, and now it's heated again in Core 2, because, surprise, surprise, I did warn some people that one of the big complaints is that a lot of people are getting agitated at Mushoku Tensei, saying that it's boring because it's all slice of life, lovey-dovey romance, Rudy's day-to-day life, him kind of at the academy, and a lot of people are complaining that they don't like that part of the story, saying where's the adventure, where's the fantasy, where's Rudy going on and killing stuff and defeating demons and blah 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 and monsters and whatever the hell you want to call it. The thing is that Mushoku Tensei is not some grand action-packed adventure in the sense of it being purely that. Does Rudy go on adventures? Yes. Is there many action scenes? Absolutely. But is there many slow-paced moments where Rudy's at the academy or somewhere chilling, living day-to-day life, interacting, politics, world-building, all that kind of stuff? Yes. Which is why I was and did, when Feiren first came out, I said that Mushoku Tensei and Feiren were very similar in these aspects. But of course, I got attacked for that because anytime you associate Mushoku Tensei to any other anime, instantly people get defensive because they don't want it to be associated because of the negative stuff that's linked to it. But the reality is that it is very much alike in that it is an adventure fantasy. It is a slow builder. It is a world builder. It is about the world and the people and the growth and the development. It is not just some action. It can have action in it, doesn't make it just an action-packed story. That's the point that I'm trying to get across. But I've seen a lot of criticisms of people being like, oh, well, I don't like this arc. Why can't they hurry up with it? This is a very important arc. This is a very important season because it is about Rudy's growth as a character. It is about other people around him that grow and develop. And especially in Core 2, you're going to see some major plot development when it comes to side characters that are going to get major work, that are going to have major developments, that are going to change majorly. And that is what I love about Mushoku Tensei. It's not just about Rudy, it's about the world and the people that are intertwined with Rudy's life. It's this kind of wibbly-wobbly, timey-wimey, as some other series refers to, but that's kind of what it is. It's like a bowl of biscotti, and in the middle is like a meatball, and all of these other things are intertwined with it, and there are other little meatballs, and it's what makes Mushoku Tensei so amazing to me, because it is a multitude of different things thrown into a pot, all mixed together to make such a beautiful, well-crafted world. Is Rudy perfect? Absolutely not. Has he made mistakes? Absolutely. Is he going to make more mistakes? Yeah, probably. Again, I've read the light novels, but yeah, I mean, it's clear that people make mistakes, people grow. That is I feel like the core aspect of the story is one of them, is that it is about growth and development. Now, of course, we could talk about redemption, and that is a very heated topic, because I've talked about it once before, the idea of, is Rudy irredeemable? But to be honest, that's more of a question of the individual's perspective of Rudy. And some people think that he is irredeemable, and some think not so much. Again, it all depends on what you perceive Rudy's crimes, and also if you're using headcanon or web novel or light novel material. That also depends on that factor as well. Some people like to refer to Rudy as his actions irredeemable because they're referring to headcanon stuff or web novel stuff that is not part of the light novels. Again, if we're going to talk about the series, we talk about what the core story that we're referring to, which is the anime and the light novel, because those are the two that are, well, the anime is based on the light novel. So for me, Mushoku Tensei has always been about the journey, and I love the romance aspect to it. I love the lovey-dovey cutesy stuff, because there's some really cool stuff that happens that you kind of sit there and you look at the characters and you see how they respond, how they interact, and how they grow and develop. And those are just really fun. But again, Mushoku Tensei is not for everyone. And I think that's the problem. A lot of people see some of the action scenes and think, oh, well, this must be all action-packed. No, it's not. It has some of it, but it's not all of it. And I know I'm emphasizing and repeating myself there, but I want to be very clear, because I think what's happening is Mushoku Tensei is having an identity crisis amongst some people. Not all people, because some of us know what Mushoku Tensei is about. Even anime-only fans know what Mushoku Tensei is all about. But some are going into this with this weird idea that it is all just mindless action. There's nothing wrong with mindless action, but that is not what the series is about. And seeing people say, well, let's just skip through this arc, let's skip through this is boring, I think is very dangerous. Because if you start skipping through these kinds of arcs, especially the university arc, which luckily they didn't, but now with this, I call it the honeymoon stage, for now. But the point is that skipping through these would do massive damage to the character development. Rudy would go from one character and then just feel very weird and different, and it would feel disjointed. It's one of the reasons why in the web novel, Volume 7 doesn't exist in the web novels, which is the one where he goes off, meets Sarah, and ends up discovering some of the issues that he has down below. That volume is not in the web novel, but it is in the light novels and in the manga and now in the anime. The reason being is because it is crucial to Rudy's growth. It is important to have the story flow correctly. This is a slow burner. This is not just some jump over a 10-year time skip. There is some time skipping a little bit in the story from seasons 1 and onwards, but there's very little in a grand scheme of things, only where it's needed, and then it explains things that have gone on. And that's just, again, the thing that I love about Mushoku Tensei, is that you see the growth and development from not just Rudy's perspective, but also other characters and all those things intertwining. But I do think that some people are getting the wrong impression on what Mushoku Tensei is about. And I think some of those are wanting it to be something that it's not, and some are wanting it to be something that it shouldn't be. And then at the end of the day, if you don't like Mushoku Tensei, that's fine. You don't have to like the series. Everyone has different tastes. But demanding that the series be something that you want because you don't like it for being that, I think is harmful to the anime community, because we need variety in anime. Because if everything is all the same, then it all becomes boring. And that is an issue that I've talked about many times, and I feel like a broken record for, because it's that kind of situation of doomed if you do, doomed if you don't, especially with isekais. It's a very heated topic when it comes to isekais, because a lot of people say that isekais are being overdone and too much copy-paste, and then when writers try to do something different, like with Mushoku Tensei, where it's a little bit more of an adult theme with complex characters and complex development, then people suddenly get upset and want it to be dumbed down to be like a normal generic copy-paste isekai. And then you get those same content creators whinging that everything's too copy-paste. It's why I kind of get annoyed at some of these content creators that make those videos where they kind of complain about both, and you can clearly tell they're just never happy with either. But that is the thing that I love about Mushoku Tensei, is that it is such a well-crafted story. And when it comes to predictions of where the story is going to go, it's very easy to do that, because everything is so well crafted in that it shows where the story is going. Of course, there are little surprises here and there in the story, but a lot of the things you can predict. And that is good in its sense, because it's showing the hints of the development. It shows, for example, Rudy changing and evolving, and you can sit there and say, okay, clearly he's going to make these decisions because he's growing and developing. But there are also definitely some surprises of where Rudy makes a mistake, or you can see a cliff coming where it's like, oh, well, this isn't going to turn out well for Rudy. And not literally the character cliff, but you know what I mean as the cliff, as him falling down and plunging himself into a deep hole where he then needs to climb himself out of. And it's not just Rudy, it's other characters as well. It's one of those that I absolutely love how well crafted it is, and the light novels is just so well written. It feels like smooth butter when reading it. It just flows so well from part to part, development to development, and I really look forward to seeing how everything plays out in the anime, and how much it takes from the light novels, and hopefully stays as loyal as possible to the light novels. Of course, anime to light novel is never going to be one-to-one. So again, I'd love to know your thoughts in the comment section down below. What do you think of Mushoku Tensei so far with Season 2, Core 2, and of course, check out my light novel reviews and analysis videos, particularly my light novel reviews, as I'm drawing close to the end of the story for Mushoku Tensei. So again, if you like this video, hit the like, subscribe, and I'll see you beautiful nerds in the next video.